Unsyndicated presents What the Puck with Sean Belegian.
Think I did this, Mike. It's not showing up. It's not showing up on Twitter, but let me see if it's coming up on Facebook. And you know what, Mike? It is coming up on Facebook. How's that?
All right.
Oh my
and it's
gosh.
got our little live ticker there. It's just not on Twitter.
Yeah, it's just not on. Okay, here we go. All right. I'm gonna hold on. You know how I'm gonna say join us. Yeah, it's just not on Twitter. I didn't know how to do it on Twitter. Don't pay any attention to us right now. We're Mike, I don't mean to be disrespectful to you, but I know you well enough where I think I can say this in your presence. We're absolutely clueless. How's that? Is that a fair statement?
What you were saying while you were going over this made absolutely no sense to me. I don't know what you did.
Good. Well, I know my friend. So hottest team in hockey. How's that? And then is Mo making a Norris play? Do you know who the hottest team in hockey is, arguably, Mike?
Is that incredible? We talk about them every week. We really do.
Really? They come up almost every week, honest to goodness.
And last week I said we need them. We want them. The NHL wants them. They're in that spot around Toronto and crap that, like, the NHL is a good place when Buffalo is causing havoc.
I miss the Odd. I really do. I miss the Odd. Did you ever get a chance to go to the Odd? I don't know if you and I have ever had that conversation. Yeah, it's Todd goes, I'm an idiot. Well, you know what, Todd, here, hold on. I got us on Facebook. Hold on a second. I got us on Facebook. Don't worry about it. So good evening. How are you? Merry Christmas to everybody, all that stuff. Let's get that out of the way right now. Mike, I know you already had your quote unquote Christmas parties, but I'm sure there's more fun and frivolity coming. What do you got going on?
Oh, like we've got everything going tomorrow. It's usually at our house. We're going over to Christy's brother's house, and then we have her mom's in the morning, and then I am to be home at 4:30 for the Lions game. Just basic stuff.
All right, fantastic. My preparation already started tonight, so we have, I think the last number I heard, 34 people coming over tomorrow, and then that's not counting. And I know you can relate to this for whatever reason. And I ran into a couple of little rats in Northville today, along with Coach Ossenmacher. I ran into Coach Ossenmacher downtown. Shout out to Northville Hockey. I ran into a couple of the rats, and they're like, Mr. Belegian, we'll see you tomorrow night. And I was like, yeah, whatever. Okay, cool. We have like a crap load of kids that just show up at the house on Christmas Eve. I don't know how it happened. I really don't. I want to get into what David just said in a second. Thank you, David. I have a crap load of kids that come over, and a couple of years ago it was maybe 10, and then last year, Mike, there were just, I don't even know, because I'm going to be completely honest with you, I was obliterated. I mean, I was obliterated. It's probably my drunkest night of the year is Christmas Eve. But I would say there were 20 something at the house, so it'll probably be worse than that. How's that?
And I have a feeling as word gets out, what you cook and how good your cooking is, that more and more kids will be there wanting some Cajun turkey and some ribs.
All right. Todd says that we're on Twitter now. So if you want to send that tweet out, Mike, you're more than welcome to. Thank you, Todd. Now, Todd, get out of here. You got family things to do too. So get out of here. God bless you. All right. Merry Christmas to you. Say hi to the wife and kids. All right. God bless you. Yeah, Mike. So I'm doing the old standby, the Cajun turkey. And then I have 2 brisket points that I'm doing. Instead of doing the giant brisket, I'm doing 2 points. And then I have a ham. And then I added one, Mike, because a friend of mine suggested, and I don't know if you've ever done this. He said, you need to smoke a chuck roast. And I was like, seriously? And I've never smoked a chuck roast. So I'm going to smoke a chuck roast.
Yeah, well, that's what I do my poor man's burnt ends with.
Okay.
And that is what Chuck actually brought that over. Last time we had the boys from state champs. Remember, he did that chuck roast. So it kind of comes out like you do it right. It's almost that pot roasty short rib.
Yeah.
Type deal. If you do it, absolutely.
Celebrini is no joke. Sharks are a watch. There is absolutely 100% validity to that. I don't know, like we've been talking about with Anaheim, I don't know if there's staying power with Anaheim, although they're not going away. They legitimately are not going away. And San Jose, I think they're a big not yet. But when you look at the amount of young talent that they have, more on that in a second, because the flip side to that is, ladies and gentlemen, Les Sabres de Buffalo. Sometimes all that young talent doesn't affectionately play itself out. But my gosh, two teams to watch, San Jose and Anaheim.
Yeah, and San Jose is one that we've mentioned Celebrini a while ago, and I think I said I think the NHL is in good hands with Bedard and Celebrini and where those guys are. He is 19? He's a 19-year-old man playing the game. He's having fun. It's infectious on that team. I myself like San Jose better than I like Anaheim at this point.
So there's a couple things going on. Can we get to the Sabres in just a second? Hockey players are most loyal. If a Crosby type player was at the end of his career in the other sport, he would be begging to be out and not doing a rebuild. I had something in my throat. Can I say this, though, Ray? I'm being really serious. I don't know if he stays there his whole career. There, I said it. I don't know if he stays there his whole career. Mike, would you agree with that? I don't know if he stays there his whole career.
I have obviously, me and you have joked about some of the rumors that have been around. I actually got home from work today and got to watch a little bit of the end of that game. Did you watch any of the game today, Sean?
No.
He looked checked out. And not 100% like bad, but he didn't look like Sid. Like the fire wasn't there. Like you can see it starting to come. And we talked about this when they hired this coach, Sean. He's a development coach. This is a guy that's there for the youth and to do that. I can't believe they haven't made some of the trades already. It needs to happen. I don't trust their GM, right? But these guys got to go, and I don't see Crosby finishing the year.
I don't think he's going to finish his career there. I just don't. And this is a guy that he shows no signs of wanting to. So it's funny you say that, because I saw him back-to-back days. Okay. When Fowler got the shutout against them, that was just, I don't want to take anything away from Fowler. He ended up having, 31 saves anyway, or whatever the hell it was. But that didn't look like an engaged Pittsburgh Penguin team. And then the next night, Mike, Sidney Crosby was engaged. He really was. And it was funny because I love to do this. I love to see what the other fan base is saying, right? And they were saying, holy crap, did they steal 2 points? And it was one of those games, you know what I mean? Where the Habs literally took out their gun and shot themselves in the foot 100 times type of thing. And I don't know if you watched that game, but even like Penguin fans were saying, how the hell did we get 2 points out of that? But it was engaged Crosby. Crosby was engaged. Make no mistake about that. I just think that team's not good. That's just, it's a not good hockey team. Jason from Escanaba. By the way, Mike and Jason, you'll love this. We got a couple Escanaba Eskimo hats. I purposely didn't give it to Mike yet because we're going to display them. We're going to display them on the state champ show when we get back in the first of the year. But yes, Mike, I have an Escanaba Eskimo with a Y cap for you. And more on that in a second, Mike. I can say this. We're going to the Denowith showcase again up in Traverse City. And one of the games that we are going to do, the Escanaba Eskimos taking on Flint Powers.
That is great. That is a team in Flint Powers that we expected a lot out of, with obviously Aiden Cook. But how about Perry, Sean? I mean, this guy's almost matching him. a goal for goal, point for point as a sophomore. I can't wait to get to see him. And you have been talking up Escanaba since the beginning of the year, and we had all the chaos in the UP. You're like, this Escanaba team. You wanted to do the Escanaba game. We got the Escanaba game, and people tune in. I think that's going to be a dandy.
Good goalie and a phenomenal, one of the best players in the state, and a guy that I'm pretty sure is going to be on a certain list real soon, Mike. I'm going to leave it at that. By the way, we're also doing Bay Reps, Jeffers, TC Central, Forest Hill Central, and TC West and Byron Center. So a plethora of games. We have 4 broadcasts up there, which is pretty stinking cool. Kirk Hunter, the Eskimos with a Y. Absolutely. All right. So let me try to get us back on point. Can we talk about the Sabres for just a second? Because we've talked so much about their talent, right? You know who their number one goaltender is. I know you do, Mike, but do people out there know who their number one goaltender is? It's Alex Lyon. And can I don't tell anybody? He's kind of having an all right season. He really the goals against is under 3. The save percentage is over 900. You know what? Hold on. He's at 292 with a 906 save percentage. All right. And we've always talked about this, like since you and I started doing this. And I mean, the fact is you could say this for the last 10 years. Talent's never been the issue. They've got so much young talent. It just never seems to work there. And all of a sudden, here they are, one of the hottest teams in hockey, winning 6 straight.
I don't know how they're doing it. They've got a corpse behind the bench as a coach. Lyon is Lyon. He's another goalie that you got to just play super hard in front of. You have to protect him. He's not a great goalie. He's serviceable. And it's just hard on teams to learn that. They're still a young team, and they've got to learn to play the game right in front of their goalie, or they're not going to win. You can't go out there and have Tage Thompson just walk everyone and get 5 goals a night. You need to play the game of hockey.
As Ray said, Buffalo finally getting goaltending has turned them around. Alex Lyon has been pretty good. Like again, those are the numbers. I'm not making it up. 292, 906 save percentage. He's been pretty good. Let me try to catch up with some of these comments because we want to talk about Mo Sider. Mike, I'm intrigued to hear your take on Mo Sider because I think anybody that's watching the Red Wings right now, Mo Sider has taken a step up. Make no mistake about that. Okay, how big of a step? We'll talk about that. How's that? But let me get this. Hold on. I'm going to try to catch up. Do you see McKenna doing what Bedard did at the World Juniors a few years ago and being the best player? Ray, you know what's interesting about that, Mike? And I'm intrigued to get your thoughts. I think it would be in his best interest to have a big World Junior for his draft status, because even 3 months ago, everybody and their brother said, make no mistake about it, this is the number 1 pick in the draft. And right now, that doesn't sound like the surefire thing. So it is a difficult adjustment because you have to remember with college hockey, a lot of times you are talking about playing against 21, 22, 23-year-old guys. So it's not the jump that I think people make it to be, much like we talk about it all the time. If I had a dime for the amount of time somebody told me this AAA kid's jumping to high school hockey and he's going to dominate, I laugh at it every single gosh damn time. Okay, yeah, I've heard it. Okay. Now, eventually, as the season goes on, can a kid figure it out and put it together? Yes. But more often than not, Mike, they're good players, right? And not taking anything away from it. And I think a lot of times that mentality exists. Well, he's going to go into this league. Well, this just in. The collegiate route is a pretty damn good route. And again, you're talking about guys that are 21, 22, 23 years old, Mike, a lot of times. And I think we've all found that Gavin McKenna hasn't found it as easy as I think a lot of people thought it would.
No, and you hit it right on the head. I think what a lot of people are finding out, what we're seeing, Sean, is where the collegiate game has gone as compared to the O and the W and the Q, right? And even when Gavin McKenna is interviewed and they talk about, his adjustment and did you think it would be easier? We thought it'd be more points. He talks about how difficult the NCAA game is and where he's at. There's more kids there. I am unbelievable. This is probably as intrigued as I've been And we watch and we're big fans of the World Juniors. I am so intrigued to see what that looks like on this stage for him.
100%.
If he comes out and he shits the bed, Sean, that's an you better look out. If he comes in and I'm not even saying he has to have the greatest World Junior ever. He's there, he's Gavin McKenna, and people are noticing him. That speaks well of the NCAA route, and it could just get more and more clogged there. I think the NCAA game is just getting better and better and better, and I think that's something McKenna learned when he came here. It's not going to be easy. As you said, we see a lot of kids in high school do that, but I think this is huge for him. You are absolutely correct.
All right, my buddy Johnny, guy's big Leaf fan here. They're doing terrible. Who gets first, Leafs or Wings? So hold that thought. We'll get to the Wings in a second because Mike, okay, I'm gonna put you on the spot right now. Ready? Are the Wings legit? Do you expect them near the top of the Atlantic Division when the season ends? Why you're in?
Two questions there. Are they legit? I do believe their effort and their coaching is legit. Are they the top of the Atlantic Division? No. Okay,
cool. So I think by that virtue, I kind of agree with you. I got to be honest with you. All right, let me try to phrase it this way. Are the Detroit Red Wings a playoff team in the 26 playoffs? Why you're in?
I think so. I think they definitely can be.
I say a hesitant why. A hesitant why.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it is. I'm not putting money on it, right?
No.
But if they play more consistently good hockey and on the puck and aggressive like we've seen them do more consistently, they definitely are. These next couple games against some top-end teams are really going to tell us, like against Dallas tonight.
So I always have fun at the Leafs' expense. You know that, okay? And I always will. All right. I hope you guys know that. Maple Leaf, all right? I'm going to say the same. I have said this for years. Mike, you're going to laugh when I say this, okay? They always look for a villain, okay? And they're always looking in the right place. Without looking it up right now, this goes for all of you out there. Without looking it up, who is the leading scorer for the Toronto Maple Leafs right now? Who has the most points on the team? It's Willie Nylander. And he is, Mike, he has been a whipping boy for so long for them. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't get it. I think he's a damn good player. And, maybe it's, here we go. Maybe it's because he's not the Canadian. Maybe, I don't know what it is. Willie Nylander's the leading scorer on the Toronto Maple Leafs right now. Their defense sucks. They don't have a goaltender. Thank God that Wall came in and kind of provided a little bit that he has. I have no other way to say this. No offense to my buddy Paul Evans, the big Leaf fan. I remember talking to him about Stolarz last year. It was like Stolarz remembered he was Stolarz this year. He's been awful, right? They're a mess, Mike. They really are.
Yeah, and I had a little note here that I have, and it says, Sean, the Leafs are fixed. They figured it out. They fired Mark Savard as their assistant coach. It's all good now.
Willie Nylander,
seriously?
Willie Nylander, 36 points in 31 games. Tavares has 31 and 35. Austin Matthews, well down the list, 23 points in 30 games. Poppy.
But we have this conversation all the time. Every playoff, who's the best Leaf? Every playoff has been Nylander, Sean. It's been Nylander. I gotta say, Tavares, that's pleasantly surprising.
Heck yeah.
Maybe now that the contract's gone and it's a little bit lesser, maybe the pressure's out. But that is impressive. If you would have told me he was having this kind of a year, and it's not the greatest year ever, I would have said they were having way more success. But they're missing somebody.
Yes.
They really are.
Oh, 100%. There's no doubt about that. Jason, that's awesome. Go Moes. Congrats to Graham Johnson on passing the career 100 goal mark. Yeah, we're doing their game. Bud said, hello, friends. Hello to you. Buffalo finally getting goaltending. It has turned them around. Yeah, Ray, Alex Lyon.
But he's going to figure out he's Alex Lyon real quick.
Yeah. All right. So you ready? Sean, or I could have gotten you a Moe's hat years ago. Mike, here's an interesting one. Rank these three young stars going into the future. Celebrini, Bedard, and Carlson.
Carlson's my 3.
I've
1 and 2 is between Bedard and Celebrini.
I think we're going to go in opposite directions. Go ahead.
And I think Celebrini is the splash, but I think Bedard's the steady.
Yes. I totally thought you were going with, yes, I like Bedard. I like Bedard a lot.
Yes.
Like Mike, it's almost like he's getting lost. Sorry, I got way too excited for that. No, but that was no, but what you said, I thought for sure you were going to say Celebrini based on what you said earlier. And that's why I said, okay, like I think we're going to be different. No disrespect to the guy. None. All right. I think there's more sizzle with Bedard. I really like Bedard. I do. And anybody who, because he's not quote unquote lighting it up yet, I think you're going to be sadly mistaken. And I will stand on that. And I will remind you of that 2 years from now.
And just think of every great player that in their first 5 years scores 1 million points. And then in the next 5 learns to play the game and they're a better player. That's what Bedard is, an NHL star. He's a bona fide professional. Celebrini's getting there. He will get there. He is that guy. He is flash and sizzle and exciting to watch it. He's going to learn to play the game and play in face-offs, play in the right fucking spots. He's going to be good. Bedard is there. Bedard is a guy to watch every night. That's how you want your kid
He really
to play
is.
hockey.
Well, I've watched more games than you can shake a stick at of the Hawks this year, and that means something. And I have for selfish reasons. I'm not going to hide it. I like Blash. I got to know Blash, and obviously Mike Vellucci was my boss. So, I've kind of got a vested interest in them. Watching him night in, night out, he's a special player. He really is, and maybe he's flying under the radar because the Hawks are struggling. I don't know, but he's a special player. Ray said Wings will do what they've done the last few years, stumble at the end and miss the playoffs again. I think, Mike, we both have the hesitant why. So what you're saying, Ray, I wouldn't shock me. Jason said it depends on when Gibson gets hurt. There's more validity to that than you can shake a stick at. Tanny is back today. D look better. That's huge. Good evening, guys. Good evening, Tom. Willie is a stud, and they need to blame Matthews. Takes too many games off. I like Nylander. He has been the whipping boy for a lot of the fan base, and quite frankly, I think the Toronto media, and I think it's bullshit. There, I said it. I got no problem with that. 1967, bitch. Remember last year, Willie in the playoffs yelling at Matthews and Marner to stop being babies? Do you remember that? That was the 24 playoff, right? The 24 playoff? Was it last year or the 24 playoff? Yeah, I don't remember. Love talking hockey instead of bitching about our cheap-ass Tigers. Buffalo is on their 20th GM in 25 years. World Juniors in Minnesota, was there any thoughts of going to any games? It's way too far. Way too far. Sorry.
If we were rich, it's an easy flight. But yeah, I'm not driving 10 hours.
No, I'm not. Why did the GLI move to GR? I don't know the particulars of it. It's been there, obviously a couple of years now. I don't know that's a good question, Hunter. I don't know. I don't know. Mike, that was always something fun. Like when I was a kid and when we were younger, I mean, I went there just as a fan a bunch of times. And then when my buddy played in it, they played one year. It was like, hell yeah, we were going. It was so cool, at like 18 years old to walk up to Will Call and go, yeah, I've got 4 tickets waiting for me. My friend left them for me. At 18, you're like hard as rock over that,
I have a feeling Grand Rapids is a better town. Sorry, Detroit. And it's a more fitting arena for what they're going to draw. I just think it's a better atmosphere.
I think that's fair. Where has Casper been this year? There's validity to that.
He's on my milk carton. I looked in my fridge on the milk carton.
I'm stunned because that was a guy, Mike, I think I can speak for you here. That was a guy I think I was most looking forward to. Like he showed me enough last year where I was going, okay, let's see what next year holds. And again, it goes to show you development. More on that in a second. Why is Kosa not getting some backup run with the Wings?
I can't do it anymore. I can't.
I would have done it. I would have done it a long time ago. Johnny, to your point, Mr. Stacks, I would have done it a long time ago. I'm not ruling out that it doesn't happen by the end of the year. But when you consider the general manager, I'm not so sure it will. But I know this, a certain team that I'm very fond of, out of necessity, had to bring up their goalie of the future, and he hasn't exactly disappointed so far. And that's pretty stinking cool. Ray Celebrini has Will Smith. Give Bedard his version of him. Bertuzzi isn't the answer. Great point, Ray. Great point. Who's your guys' picks of who gets off Canada and USA roster when announced on New Year's Eve? We'll do another show before then. All right. How's that? We'll talk about that, Mike. We'll do another before New Year's Eve. Are you cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. Next week we'll do that. Sean, do you hate the Blackhawks as much as you hate the Bears? I have hatred for both. No, I don't hate the Blackhawks. I really don't. I don't, Mike. I don't know why. Like back in the day, the old Norris division, it just seemed like the Hawks always sucked until Mike Keenan. You know what I mean? Didn't it always? There were a couple of those Denny Savard teams that were kind of cute, but it just seemed that the Hawks always kind of sucked. You know what I mean? So no, I don't have the hatred for the Blackhawks. I don't.
And we've talked about this too. We lost a lot of that with the schedule, and we don't play them as much. You don't have the home and homes, all that. Like they're just non-existent. You know,
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen anymore.
Thoughts on the NHL doing its New Year game in Florida in Marlin Stadium? Whatever. I don't care, Mike. I don't.
The outdoor game has jumped the shark, Sean. Doesn't matter. Do it wherever you want. I'm going to tune in. I'm going to watch it. It's way cooler in the snow.
It is. It's Mike, honestly, like I hate to get all cheesy and everything. It's like when we were kids and my dad always made the rink in the backyard, there was something about getting home from school with the snowflakes coming down and all that shit. You know, Norman Rockwell or whatever the hell, Rockefeller, whatever the hell that bastard's name was, make a pretty postcard. And, hey, look, we're all playing hockey in the backyard and all that stuff. There's something romantic about that. I don't care. I really, when you're playing in a stadium, it doesn't hit for me. I'm sorry. It just doesn't. It's played out, as you said. It really is.
And I think people are still stuck with the vision of that first one in the snow, right? I mean, it was great, but yeah, it's done. It's over. Bye-bye.
I hope the ice melts. That's awesome. I know that's awesome.
Come on.
I hope the ice melts.
They had one in Tahoe. They can do this.
Oh, Johnny Stack, play the game in Chris Osgood's backyard. Yes, I've been there. Yes, I have legitimately been there. Yes, Mike, you know where he lives too, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, I've been there. Yes, Ozzy would love every second of it too. Guys, how many more years does Stevie get? I assume if his name was Mike Smith, he would have been gone a few years ago. He has as long as he wants. I have no other way to say that. I believe that with every fiber of my being. He has as long as he wants. Really, truly, he has as long as he wants. There is a connection there with the Illich family and Steve Yzerman that will never ever go away, and that goes back many years to when Christopher was even younger. I firmly believe that with every fiber of my being, Mike. He has as long as he wants the job. If he grows tired of it, or if Steve says, you know what, it's just not happening, maybe he gets kicked upstairs or some shit like that. But he has as long as he wants. I firmly believe that.
And even if it gets to that end of there's nowhere in sight that it can happen, that they would give him why don't you just retire? Why don't you just move yourself up? They're not getting rid of him at all.
In my opinion, most underrated player in the NHL is Zach Werenski. He's can I ask you this, Mike? Kyle said Blackhawk fans chant Detroit sucks, though. Can I say this about the Hawks? Where would you rank their red jersey? That is in the pantheon of best jerseys in the league, isn't it? They're red. That red jersey is in the pantheon of
it's ridiculous.
It's beautiful. It really is. That's a beautiful. All right, right now, what's your top three? Go. Sorry to put you on the spot.
My top three jerseys.
Top three jerseys.
I think two of them you're going to know is Detroit red, I like the Montreal red, and I like the Chicago red. It's
same thing. Oh, boom, triple. There it is. That's it. Honest to God, I'm incredibly biased. I do think the Bleu Blanc et Rouge is number one, but I openly admit I'm incredibly biased. But that would be my order too, Mike. It really would be. All right, can we talk about Mo Cider? Gosh, I think 2 years ago we were talking about this because I know a bunch of guys. Shout out to my buddies at Woodward that were talking about Mo Cider being in the Norris conversation, and I said you're out of your mind. He's not in the Norris conversation. Well, he's going to be Norris sooner rather than later. Okay. Well, that was easy to say after the Calder. And then I don't want to say he didn't develop. Okay. But in the Norris conversation, all right, you know what in the Norris conversation means. That's not people around here talking him up. That's people around the league talking him up. Mike, at the age of 24, in my humble opinion, he has taken a huge step up. I'm not saying when the year is done, he's going to be top 3 Norris or anything like that. I'm not going that far. But in the spirit of the topic, is he in the Norris conversation? The answer would be yes. Wouldn't it be?
It has to be, Sean. And something that shocked me today is someone brought him up in the MVP conversation. Ooh. And here's what's going on is, as Mo has gone along, let's just say post Calder, that he's been an analytics favorite, right? Plays those hard minutes, plays all the defensive zone minutes. What he wasn't doing was getting it done on the other end. So 2 things have happened within the last few weeks. One, the snipes that he's had in the last couple of games have just been absolutely ridiculous. So he's starting to get brought up in that offensive talk of things.
That's what has to happen too. You know it, whether you want to admit it or not. It has to happen.
It has to happen. That's what it's become. That's what the Norris has become. It has. But the second thing that happened, Sean. Oh, is this live? This Boston Anderson's going with Jeannot. Is this live? Yeah. Oh, they're at center ice, just pounding each other, Sean.
1-1.
But so I'm just waiting to see if someone gets knocked out because I don't understand why they're showing it. But
I can't watch it while I'm doing this. So
I know. So the second thing that happened is he took over in a huge analytic thing where he passed McKinnon for goals above replacement. He passed Nathan McKinnon. He is the top guy in the NHL. And for me, I had to go look this up. What does that exactly mean? This estimates the player's total contribution towards his team's goal differential as compared to an average NHL. That was the first thing I heard that people started. Now everyone's talking. I can't scroll through my NHL feeds without it. Now that Cider's there and he's scoring goals. I can't give him Norris and MVP, but is he in conversations by those terms right there? 100%. 100%. He is the only Red Wing shift in, shift out showing up.
Yep. The outdoor game has been pretty mass since they played outdoors in LA. Oh, this is funny. I am so narking on you right now. You have no idea. First time I ever smoked pot was in Chris Osgood's backyard. Kid on my team was his neighbor growing up. We knew he was on a road trip. Ozzy's backyard is awesome. Sorry, Ozzy, I never got caught. I am so telling him, Austin, that I'm going to text him right now, just like Mike, when you were in the bar that night and some guy was bothering Ozzy. And remember, I texted him and said, hey, tell that guy to leave me alone. Oh my gosh, one of your buddies here or something. Remember that? That was a couple of years ago.
It was so uncomfortable.
I like the black jerseys, the Hawk black jerseys, and the red ones just so solid to me.
Sean, correct me. Black is so overplayed. It's just, especially when it's not, I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah, if Crosby is traded to Colorado, could they challenge Detroit win record, give him a boost? Wouldn't that be something? Don't count that out either. I know so many people are saying he could go to Montreal and all that. Boy, could you imagine him going to Colorado? Holy goodness gracious me.
Sean, we know a guy that's heavily invested in him going to Montreal. I'm just saying.
Wings, Habs, Blackhawks are the top three. I absolutely agree with those top three. I think, Mike, that's like, honestly, it's not even close to me. It really, I'm not being funny. It's not even like there's nobody else really within shouting distance. I mean that. There's nobody. You know what? I kind of like the white Bruins jersey. I'm not going to lie. The white one. I don't like the black one as much. I think the white one, for whatever reason, does it for me. But there's nothing within shouting distance. No way.
Yeah.
What rink gets done first? The Olympic rink in Italy or the outdoor classic in Miami? That better not screw up the Olympics. Could you imagine? Could you imagine, Mike? I've been looking so forward to this, even without Russia being there. I'm looking so forward to this.
I'm secretly praying for it not to get done, Sean, because I want them to bring it to North America, somewhere where we can go.
Yeah. Oh,
that's all I'm thinking. I know a guy who just retired. Guy just retired.
I would make that road trip. Winter Classic has gone from a one-game thing to a few more with the Stadium Series. Stadium Series killed the Winter Classic. There's more validity to that. Sportsnet would love to see Montreal play with its red jersey and Toronto play in its blue jersey for one game. Could you imagine that? You know what? Honestly, can I do an honorable mention? The Toronto Blues, awesome. We can say that, right? The Toronto Blues, awesome. Isn't it?
So we've mentioned Toronto, Chicago, Detroit, Montreal, and Boston. We might as well give the Rangers a kick, I guess, and just say the original six is where it all started, and the jerseys are the best.
Edvinsson was our most underrated player last year, and he's been good this year. Mo being paired with him and not Sherratt was a huge factor in his success this season. There's validity to that. Bruins black, Flyer orange, round out the top five. Guys, I'm not sure Seider is top three. Makar is by far the best defenseman in the league. Werenski and a few others still better. Top 10 for Seider easily, though. Kid's a beast. Can I say this? Hold on. Stop. Right off the top of my head, okay? Lane Hudson. You have to include him. I'm sorry, you do, okay? In today's National Hockey League, Quinn Hughes, Cale Makar, all three guys I'd take over him without and that's why I'm saying I'm not sure he's going to be in the top three. I think he's in the conversation, though. Fair enough. And you are going wild and waving your arms. I can't wait to hear what you were talking about.
I'm just saying, if you're telling me you take Werenski over Seider right now, you're crazy.
All right. Seider will never get his due with Makar, Werenski, Chikrin in Washington. All are flashier players. I will throw the name of Cole Hudson out there, too. And you guys can laugh at me and call me a slapdick, but I'll let his play do the talking for me. How's that? Is that cool? What are you looking at? Is it still 1-1? Are you watching it still? Just tell me it's 1-1.
No, I've got the Detroit game on. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
They cut in to show that fight. That's why I was interested. Like, why are they showing this fight? I thought something was going to – it was just – they just ended up drawing at the end. But, no, I got the Wings game on.
Black and red always works for me. The Avalanche jersey is sweet, guys. I agree. Of course, I like the Leafs blue. How about Nick Saban at the Preds yesterday? I didn't see that. Did you see that? Nick Saban at the Preds game? I didn't see that. Guys, will McDavid win a cup anytime soon? I'd love to see him win one. I think he's got to go. I do, Mike.
We've had that conversation. I have a feeling that cup is not in Edmonton.
I hate to say it. Oh, Merry Christmas from Canada South. Merry Christmas to you, John. Absolutely. Mike, I got to get going in a minute. I have so much shit to do. Pretty much every barn I played in the Yoop was better than that Olympic rink. If you know how bad that can be. Nordiques would be top 5. I love the blue Nordique jersey.
Yep.
And you know what? The white one was great too, because you had the colored fleur-de-lis around the bottom, right? The blue and red fleur-de-lis. Like the blue jersey was great with the white one, but the colored fleur-de-lis around the bottom was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wings still need another top 6 forward, 100%. And a stabilizing second pair defenseman. Yes. We also have $12 million in cap room. Got to think Yzerman finally makes a splash this deadline. You would think.
You would, and I would say they need. I don't think they have but 2 top 6 forwards right now. They need a couple more. And I keep saying Lucas Raymond with some top end forwards is going to be ridiculous. They've got to get that guy someone to play with.
Yep. All right, Mike, anything else before we get going? Is there anything on your mind that you want to hit on? Because I want to go watch that game, and I have a bunch of shit to do anyway.
No, I'm good right now. We wanted to mention Cider. We wanted to mention Buffalo. Yeah, the Whalers.
Uh-huh.
Is that what you're saying?
Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Oh, Saban had a presser yesterday on being a minority owner at the Preds. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, the Whalers jersey was great. Remember the dumb goal song that they played? I love Brass Bonanza. What a great stand. Who wins the Stanley Cup this year? I don't know how anybody could go against the Colorado Avalanche right now. I don't.
It's ridiculous.
I'm trying to be the smartest guy in the room if I pick somebody other than the Colorado Avalanche. And I'm not trying to be funny. How many times have we seen it where a team on a torrid pace like this, something happens and it just ends? It's not ending with them, Mike. It's just not ending with them. I'm not even going to pick anybody else besides the Colorado. You know what? I'll pick the Florida Panthers just to be different. Okay. I never feel guilty about picking the Florida Panthers. No, right. You have to pick Colorado right now, right?
If there's anybody else that's saying anything else, I don't even care if they say Dallas. Dallas hasn't even looked like what Colorado has looked like night in, night out. They're absolutely ridiculous. They're a great watch. They're must see. But if you're picking anybody other than them, if you have a gun to your head to win the Stanley Cup, you're trying to be the smartest man in the room. You're correct.
That's such a good point. Like Dallas is having a really good year right now. Okay. They're only 4 points behind Colorado. I mean, a couple games in hand, but they're only 4 points behind Colorado. Colorado's just 1,000% different. My gosh. Got to save the Christmas ham bones for soup. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to all you guys as well. Yeah, Mike, let's get together next week before the 31st. Okay, let's figure out a day. All right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm in.
Right?
Say that one more time.
You're around all next week, right? You're not doing anything next week?
Give me a second here. I'm almost positive you're correct. 29, 30, 30. I mean, the typical 31st and 1st crap where I have people over and watch the bowl games on the 1st and stuff. But other than that, no.
You want to do Tuesday? Let's do Tuesday. Can you do Tuesday the 30th? Merry Christmas to you, Kyle. All the best to you and your family.
Yep.
Man.
I can do the 30th.
All right, let's do Tuesday the 30th. All right, Todd, thank you, all you guys. Merry Christmas, Mike, to you and your family. You guys enjoy, and everybody, we love talking hockey. He and I are doing this anyway, so when we get a chance to talk hockey with other people, it's pretty cool. Hey, pal, I'll talk to you. Enjoy it with your family, and enjoy the bowl game on Friday as well. I know you're heading out on the bowl game.
Thank you, absolutely, and cooks a hell of a meal for those people. Sean,
all right,
you do a good job.
God bless you guys. We'll see y'all. Bye-bye. Yep. But no, hold on. See, now I got to do this. Play outro and end stream. Bye.
What the Puck with Sean Baligian. Executive produced by Sean Baligian and Todd Losey. Theme song, incidental music, and related sound effects are from Always Pushing Forward by Elliot Middleton. Engineering, mixing, and graphic design support provided by the Unsyndicated Podcast team. Don't forget to like and subscribe on all your favorite channels. While you're there, be sure to rate and review the podcast. Got something to say to Sean? Call the Unsyndicated hotline at 248-237-3257.